Hello and welcome to Hoyas that I think everyone should have in their collection. So this plant here is something that I think is just one of my favorite, not Hoyas, one of my favorite plants, and I have grown a lot of plants. This is Hoya patella pink. And this plant came to me from Camilla. And I do believe it may be on my first or second order, so either late 2020 or early 2021. But I think it may have been in the late 2020. And it was always a Hoya that did quite well for me. You can see here she has a lot of buds. Unfortunately, they're not open yet. So you will see some photos of this plant in bloom. But again, one of my favorite plants. I love it. It looks so attractive when it's fully grown, when it is well grown. I would say this is not the best grown patella you will ever see, but I think it's like a solid 7. That's what I would give to my own plant. Now, Hoya patella comes from New Guinea, and as I said, this is the pink flower form. I had the white one. I had terrible experience with the white one, but I will try it again. The leaves are very hairy. They are sort of cardboardy, not super firm like Hoya caudata, but maybe similar. Honestly, sometimes I would say like baby verstegi, but without the undulate edges. I don't know. I will just bring them in closer so you can see. And when they come in, they are kind of bronze. Now these that are slightly more lime green, those were closer to the light. And you will see there that we do have a lot of vine that's wrapped around there, so I'm not getting consistent leaves, and that's because of the watering. I do find that this plant likes to be in a self-watering pot. I don't have terribly many issues with it in pond, so you can grow it in pond. I will probably keep growing it for as long as I can in pond, but I did grow it in organic mix as well. The blooms last for about 2 to 3 days and not so difficult to bloom. I think what is the most crucial thing to getting this plant to grow well and to bloom is higher humidity and more warmth. That's when she does the best. This is not a plant. If you don't have those conditions, I don't like saying this, don't try, but she really does not appreciate when it is not warm and humid. That has been my experience. When it comes to light, again, the light is kind of hitting her here. So that's all the space we have in my Millsbrook cabinet. It is a 16-watt light. And you can see that the leaves are not super stressed or anything. So it probably could be a little bit higher, the light, but I think this is a plant that's medium light, medium to high, but it's not a low light plant, not in my opinion. In the first year, I didn't struggle with it, I wouldn't say. It was in bark and moss in a net pot, but it didn't grow that fast. It grew okay, but not as fast as it's growing right now. And that's because I wasn't giving it enough water, especially like bark, moss, net pot. Are you, what's happening there? No. But when I put it in this setup, it really took off. So if you can get her in a self-watering pot, I would really recommend that. I keep my plant in my cabinet. I would say it's always 22 at least degrees. And I would consider that warm. I think for some other Hoyas, for example, with Hoya paradisa, it seems that 25, 24, 25 is necessary. I don't know, that's what I've heard. I'm trying to give her as much warmth for that one to bloom, but this one will do well in like 22, 23. It will do absolutely fantastic in summer when it gets really hot and humid in the cabinet. Oh, she loves that. She is in bloom all the time, all the time. She gets wrapped around everything. So I would say that's really important for growing this plant. When it comes to propagation, it's just easy to propagate in water, moss, anything really, because it has these little aerial roots that don't get super long, but they're, the stems are very bumpy, if that will show on camera. Super easy to propagate. The white one that I had never grew for me. It was easy to propagate. It had a good root system, was treated for mites, but it never grew. And despite all of my efforts, I could not look at it. It was starting to look horrible. I never had, I don't think, any issues with this plant. I don't remember having mites on it or anything like that. When it comes to flowers, I never could detect any scent. I read recently that it has a weak scent, and I just am very surprised. And I think Carolina may have told me that the white one, she could detect scent, but I just don't detect anything from it. And I don't think it's really necessary. She is just super gorgeous, especially when you have like several flowers in bloom, then it's really nice. I would say this one doesn't love to be also disturbed. She did stop blooming for me for almost a year, I would say, after I repotted her last time. So I just kind of stopped messing with it. That's why I kind of leave it. I retrellis it, but I don't want to really repot her. I think in total she's been repotted 3 times, I would say. And that's it. We'll see how long we can stay on this trellis. I would like her to fill out more so we don't see any gaps here. I think that would be really nice. Perhaps if I retrellis the entire thing, maybe then we can achieve something a little bit better, but you know, it's not the worst. I think it's not the worst. I'm satisfied with how this looks. So I would say a super easy Hoya if you have the right conditions. If you don't have the right conditions, I think she can be pain in the butt. Take that into consideration. But I do think she's worth it. I don't think you will be disappointed. Even if you don't like pink flowers, trust me, you will love these. I'm not a big fan of flowers that are pink. My favorite are white flowers, I would have to say, but there is something about these that makes them look super, super pretty. So recommend it. Maybe soon I will get the white one, and then we'll see if I can get that one to grow well as well. But I do hear that white one in general is slightly more challenging, but you know, we'll give her another go. Don't give up so easily. That is all about Hoya patella. I will see you very soon with another Hoya. Goodbye. Hoya royalty. That's who we are here. I would like to take some time to thank all of my patrons for their incredible support. A massive shout out to my $5 patrons. My 3 anonymous patrons, Alex von Siebenthal, Amber Clear, Amber Kosher, Anne Margaret Moen, Angela Bernard, Angela Parrish, and C. Aspen Drake, Patsy, Bougie Panda, Brad Noble, Catherine Molina, Colleen Coyle Levi, Daniela Danube Daniels, Daria Kaminska, Dili Heredia, Deanne Sikorsky, Dipanjali Rao, Edith W., Erin Keenan, Ellen Isaacson, Farah, Gathering Moss, Gina Geise, Go Green Tropical, Heather Uppenkamp, Hoji Scott, Hoya Heather, Jamie Arsenault, Yana Griffin, Jessica Gio, Yovan Denot, Kara, Catherine B, Casey Gross, Callie Cook, Callie Gallagher, Kelso, Kimberly Polka, Kiwi Mochi, Christy Ehrlich, Leplan de Steph, Lisa Marie, MPLS, Lori J. Revert, Mandy Milliken, Marcel Har, Marcelina Novosansky, Maria Stein, Marina Yarmolik, Maria West, Maris B, Marty Miller, Mary Rose, Melissa Walker, Michael Curley, Michelle Heron, Nicole Ferranti, Mirka Grun Rus, Moa Edmond, Nelly Yang, Niha Basu, Nicole Maroney, Nguyen, Nita Macy, PJ Plan the Druid, Rachel Peterson, Robin L. Jennings, Sandra Cornelius, Sherry Kumar, Stephanie H2O, Tessa Martins, Tia B, TJWO, Trista Bailey, Tristan Thomas, Wendy Foreman, Wendy Rossman, Xenia Green, Youth of the Walamut, Zurdarama, and Zlakov Niponi. A big thank you to my $3 patrons, Angelina Farnan, Kilone, Constance, Catherine Parsons, Lindsay Ann, Lisa Helling, Nella, Nerdy Kathy, Saik Zera, Ringlov, and Tangwat, and Asria Cool. And a thank you to my $1 patrons, one anonymous patron, Alice Borland, Brandon Pacheco, Christina Greengrass, Colleen Coyle Levi, Couture Helvetica, Emilia Bronson, Joanna Pearson, Jolie Sullivan, Jonas Barr, Hjort Larson, Kayla Vavra, Kelly Ash, Chris Perez, Lauren M, Lori Ann Subramanian, Luzmin Fernandez, Millie Spicer, Olivia Chen Mueller, and Tracy the Eye Pillar.